Shalom to the elect of Israel. All praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of the great millstone for teaching us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua, honestly, fervently, and endurance to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000, Adon Ratazah endurance. I saw while I was at the plantation, every now and then, I have opportunity to listen and tune in to certain things, mainly the lessons, coming out from brothers. And it was a short that came across that I clicked on while I was at the plantation today, and it's just these guys, man. And as I looked into this guy's platform or his page, it's just a bunch of motivational talk. Motivational talk, motivation to it's not to make anybody repent or turn back to the Lord. It's just to make people feel better about themselves, and no matter what condition that they're in, pretty much just make them destroy themselves even more. Because when you preaching or you speaking, then you'll see what I'm saying, because this guy that I'm about to talk about, and I don't care if you flag my shit or whatever. I don't get paid doing this. This is for edifying and educational purposes only, spiritual education and enlightening purposes only. I don't get paid. My channel is not modified or I don't what they call it when you get money. I don't get money off this off the YouTube and these platforms and shit. This is just for the hopeful elect to get an understanding of what's really going on and how to watch out for these people, man. I'm just get to it. Like I said, I pretty much this is the clip that I had pulled up, when I was at the plantation. 3 signs you found a queen, not a girl. And a guy like this, based on the research I've done, is just their whole motive is to motivate you to be a better citizen, a better civilian inside of Esau Edom's, to be a more productive and what's the word I want to use? Blind, right? Blind or what's the word they call it? A domestic animal here in Esau's kingdom, the so-called white man's kingdom. Whatever they tell you is just to make you feel good about yourself, but it doesn't make you change for the better. It doesn't make you. They don't say anything to make you change according to the will of the Heavenly Father. It's only about making you change to be a better servant to Esau Edom in this fucking world, man. And he go into these women, he's talking about these women, he tells a man, how the fuck can you tell a man, 3 signs you found a queen? And we don't go into that word because our elder Malcolm out of Chicago, Ben, broke that word queen down, to what it really means. Because in Israel, there's no such thing as a queen. You never heard a queen on the side of King Solomon or King David. You never heard a queen. There's a thing called queen worship that goes back, that's a derogatory term for the children of Israel, because we have our rulership is led by the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, and then it's handed down to men, masculine, right? Austere spirits, austerity, firm, not just going off, feelings and emotions. Women. The reason why women are the weaker vessel because they contract feelings and emotions, where there is a time to care. There's a time for everything. There's a time to love, but there's a time to hate. There's a time to heal, and there's a time to kill. All right, and there's a balance to all these things. But the woman, for the most part, um, when we're gonna find out, you're gonna find out when you go into this queen spirit. That queen spirit gives the female a form of feeling like a king, but in a feminine sense. But that's pretty much what they call it. And it's been a long time since I used the word. It's a not an anomaly. It's a it's like it's a contrasting term. You know, you can't be feminine and masculine at the same time. But for some reason, they tricked our women, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian, so-called, West Indian, Haitian women, that they can harness. You know, they got the Mother Day and they got Father's Day. You know, they could be a mother and a father of the household. It's some bullshit, and only our people being simple-minded fall for it every fucking time, except for the elect, because you got to elect women that understand their purpose. And Lord willing, if I get a chance to, I'm gonna call this Queen versus Virtuous Women, or a Queen woman. We'll figure it out. But I want y'all to hear what this guy says is the signs that you found a queen. Let's get it.
3 signs you found a queen and not a girl. Not every woman is ready.
And it's just, you gotta watch these niggas, man. They're like they really sincerely believe what they saying is the truth, but it's like you can see that slick. It's like the devil. You could imagine this is how the snake in the garden, how he got Eve, and how a lot of these women out here, I can I call them women? A lot of females out here has got tricked by these niggas, these slick, slide ass, smooth talking ass niggas, to make them feel like they more than what they supposed to, to make them to give them that sense of pride, instead of just giving that sense of this is who you are. Be humble and be content with it, and work your work within what the Lord created you for, and not looking over and beyond, what the Lord created you for. That's the problem with the majority of the people in this world. They want to be more than what the Lord created them for. Esau Edom is the devil. That nigga, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, he's a man. I could say that in a sense. He's a man where he has to use weapons to get his ways. He has to use a sword to get his way. He has to use deception to look as if he's important. So when he goes off and acting like he's a child of the Most High, he's acting out of his range. He's acting out of his character. But he's deceived the whole world into believing that he's that motherfucker. You children of Israel, your gifts is spiritual. When you start acting like you a white boy, or you need a weapon or a gun, or you got to do all these things that's not according to the will of Yahweh Shemashah, you're going out of your element. You're going out of your range. Okay? And that's why 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed, because they don't know how to humble themselves and come back to trusting, believing, and serving the Lord with gladness, with joy. They don't know how to do that. They've forgotten, and they don't want to return back to the Lord. They found their peace in wickedness and simplicity, or being simple-minded, and rebellion. All right, so let's listen to this. You are your father, the devil. This slick talking motherfucker. Let's see what he got to say, and then
To walk as a partner. Found a queen and not a girl. You know, not every woman is ready to walk as a partner, a leader, and a queen. Some women are still figuring it out themselves, but
How the fuck is a woman gonna walk as a partner, a leader, and a queen? All women are supposed to have our backs. All women ain't even supposed to be known like that in the streets. The only thing all women supposed to do is represent us. That's what they supposed to do, represent us. In the streets, we supposed to be known. All women supposed to represent, yes, I'm the wife of blah, blah, blah. And then based on her, what they call it, her chase conversation, she could win souls. Through her chase conversation, she could win souls to you. How about you? Like, what's that written in Timothy or Titus? Let's get that. No fucking leader. Women ain't supposed to be no leaders. Women is the head of the children. She's not the head of you. A man? These fools, man. Um, okay, it's Peter. Don't do that. That's not what I wanted. I'll go back. First Peter chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands. If your wife is supposed to be in subjection to you, how is she supposed to be a leader? How's she supposed to lead you? That's what's wrong. This world is backwards. See, these niggas be lying. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold their chaste conversation coupled with fear. What does chaste mean? Chaste conversation. Respectable. Chaste refers to refraining from sexual intercourse, particularly outside of marriage or according to moral religious principles, signifying purity, virtue, and celibacy. All right, so which is hard to do in these days and times, right? Because every word, especially in this English lesson, this English language, there's so many things that you can say that has a double meaning to it. I can't even think of one right now, but if it comes to me, I'm gonna say it. But you know, while they behold your chaste conversation, right, coupled with fear, the fear, that's what we're gonna get into. A woman that fear the Lord shall be praised. You know, that means you need to watch what you say, watch what you do, listen to your husband. Again, likewise, you women be in subjection to your own husbands. Do you know how to subject yourself to your husband? The man that the Lord has put you in, connection with. Do you know how to be subjected to him? Subjection. Let's get that word. What does subjection mean in case you don't know? Subjection. Subjection is the act of bringing someone or something under control, authority, or dominion, or the resulting state of being under such power. Okay? It involves submission, subjugation, or obedience to a higher power, rule, or force. And that is your husband rules or is a force over you. You're the weaker vessel, especially within this truth. You have to understand you're the weaker vessel. If you're the weaker vessel, then who is over you? Who is your head? Your husband. Going back to 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. anyway, let's get off this and get back to what this guy is talking about. Because you women are out there calling yourself queens and you the boss bitch and all this rhetoric of bullshit. The Lord the Lord is using Trump to take away all of your pride, all of your pristine, all of your level of all of what you've been able to stand on for the past 40 years, 30, 40 years. It's all coming to an end now. Since the 80s, that's when that feminine, the 70s, 80s, that's when all that feminine bullshit started coming out. The feminine movement, bullshit started coming out, where y'all started, thinking you were better than the man, and not just, humbling yourself down. And niggas like this.
Some women are still figuring it out themselves, but a queen already knows her worth. Now listen, 1, she carries herself with purpose and not attention. A queen doesn't need validation from likes, comments, or opinions. Her confidence isn't loud, it's steady. She knows who she is, where she's going, and she doesn't bend for anyone who doesn't match her energy. Being around her feels like walking into a room with calm authority and not drama.
Calm authority. I would like to ask this character, what does he mean by calm authority? Because, a woman, a real woman, understands how to be, a woman, be in her place. Like the majority of our women these days, they get bucked, they talk shit, they get loud, they act like they're ready to get into a fight with a nigga. And some of them might. I was watching a cop episode the other day with a cop, and Eve, she was on there, of course, and it was like 3 officers had came. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. For y'all. Hell yeah, it wasn't that long ago. I'm gonna come back to you, cause this is the downfall of our people. Yeah, look at that. This is the downfall of our women, more or less, for the most part. Where is it at? It's not too far. It's about to pop up. Yeah, it's about to pop up. Is that it? No, that was the day. And just look at this. This woman, you gonna see her, you gonna be like, damn, yeah, she could fuck a nigga up. She could fuck a bitch up. And I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that she couldn't fuck a person up. If she couldn't knock a motherfucker out, she looked like she had it in her. But them cops didn't give a fuck. Them cops didn't give 2 shits about what she thought she could do. She had to redirect her energy. Because a lot of our women ain't taught to be humble. They just taught to be men. They taught to be just like a fucking man. And they're going too far now. Nope. There we go. Bye, y'all.
Welcome to the Prime Analyzer channel. This is what you can expect from this channel. An analysis of videos. That's correct. This is not a reactionary channel.
Fair use only. I don't get paid off using your content. This is just for educational purposes.
Is this video?
Hello.
How you doing? Hey, I heard something happened over there.
Yeah, I got, they both jumped on me. The car they was in, the person who was driving, I was parked in front of the school. I always park right in front of the door to grab my kids and leave straight out. Every day is a routine. Yeah. I was hopping out anyways to get my kids. Right. I'm damn, somebody done tapped my car. I look at my car, look at his, I'm out. Okay, you good. It's the 2 that's in the car. They say that was an Uber or whatever. It's the 2 that's in the car. Them 2, they hop out. They get in my face, woof out the bend. Bitch, you woo out the bend. We arguing, whatever. They in my face, she spitting in my, like in my face, like, woo out the bend. I said, all right. Now I'm finna record you because I stay in this building and she stay in that building. So I manage her to the building.
Oh, okay.
I said, I'm gonna show him.
Why'd you want to show her?
Cause she in my face, and before I beat her ass, let me show everybody how this in my face. This her all in my face on my camera. Remind you, this is my car. They on my car. This is my car. I'm finna beat her ass. This is my car. They standing on my car in my face.
Hold on.
Can I see it just from the picture?
You see her out? It's like we arguing. This her getting in my camera. You see me moving back.
Shut up.
This is who he's talking about. This is the queen. This is the bad bitch. She on her purpose. She the leader. This type of woman, he's trying to encourage that bullshit in, but at the end of the day, they bow down. They get. I'm gonna show you. Let's go here.
Y'all not letting me talk.
Would have felt a punch was necessary to stop an ongoing or immediate physical threat. Illinois state law does not allow self-defense to be used because someone stands on your vehicle or spits on you.
So what was the first interaction? I just want
The first interaction was they spitting in my face. So I said, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Okay.
What you mean? I'm getting in my space. It's nothing to talk. She got hit. She hit me. They spit in my face. They both in my face. They on my car. Y'all not about to get down on me. No, y'all nothing. Not. I'm sorry. I got kids up in here. I don't even got time. Y'all knocking on my door. That's like diabolical.
No,
I stepped that at the school. I was at the school. I waited.
Okay.
Y'all ain't pop up.
Yeah. So because they got in your face, you felt like you needed it.
What you mean? I had to defend myself. I was threatened. They both was up on me. It was one of me. But they spitting in my, I'm talking about me. I'm talking in my face. I pulled the camera out the office manager because I know she stay in the other building. And
besides like getting, we're not saying it's okay if they got in your face or anything like that. Who hit who first?
Get up out of my house. Get from over my house. Take me to court.
I'm just trying to.
Y'all just saying me. Y'all not letting me talk. Like I'm keep talking.
At this point, you're under arrest.
Hold on. Stop this video. Subscribe.
Hey, we're gonna talk further, okay?
I got kids in this house. Barbell, my kids in there by themselves.
I'm gonna make sure they don't get too tight, okay? Stay in here.
No, you already blocking me up. Come on.
We're not going anywhere. You need to listen, okay?
Y'all bogus. Y'all ain't
You're in custody, so you're gonna listen to us.
Okay, I'm in custody. Take me to custody. I ain't got to talk.
Window and spread your feet. Would you screw them on? Do you have anything on you that you shouldn't have? Anything that'll purposely hurt me?
Stand down.
Hey, that's all I want to get from that. That's all I need to get from that, for real though. But this is the mind state. This is the corruption that niggas like this bring out.
3 signs you found a queen and not a girl.
This is the shit these niggas create, right? Through these lies. Are women supposed to be? Are women supposed to have protection from their man? They supposed to be moving in wisdom and understanding. You know, they supposed to be a pillar of rest to their husbands, to their men. They're not supposed to be acting like this. But this nigga's gonna push that agenda to have all these women. I mean, I got family members that they've honestly destroyed their lives. I got family members, I got loved ones, you know, that, you know, a lot of us have dealt with women that's especially, you know, the Negro woman that has this attitude. It's gonna be over for y'all. the way Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is bringing down this judgment, if y'all don't get yourself into y'all position where y'all supposed to be a helper to your husband, not a boss bitch, not a I could do this, I could do battle by my own. Y'all don't get this shit. Y'all don't reprogram. If the Lord don't give you the spirit to reprogram yourselves, a lot of y'all gonna be destroyed according to Ezekiel chapter 9. Old and young. A lot of you women about to be fucking put to death in horrific ways because of niggas like this, and because you listen to niggas, devils like this. Let's go.
You know, not every woman is ready to walk as a partner, a leader, and a queen. Some women are still figuring it out themselves, but a queen already knows her worth. Now listen, 1, she carries herself with purpose and not attention. A queen doesn't need validation from likes, comments, or opinions. Her confidence isn't loud, it's steady. She knows who she is, where she's going, and she doesn't bend for anyone who doesn't match her energy.
If you know who you are and you're a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian, West Indian, Haitian, and you don't know who your power is, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, you don't know you was brought over here in slavery, according to Deuteronomy 28. If you don't know that you're not a Negro or a nigger or African American, a Native American, a Cuban, Seminole Indian, if you don't know that you're not a Dominican or a Haitian or a West Indian or I said African or Puerto Rican, if you don't know that, you don't fucking know yourself. You don't know who you are. You lost. Wandering from mountain to mountain, you a lost sheep of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Wandering from mountain to mountain, from city to city, so like it from city to city, kingdom to kingdom, government to government, being called a proverb and a byword. You don't know yourself. Niggas like this don't even know who the fuck he is.
Being around her feels like walking into a room with calm authority and not drama. 2,
Calm authority. Is that not what we just witnessed right here? Hold on. Is that not what we just witnessed right here? This woman right here, calm authority. That's her, calm authority. A few children, or how many children was in her room, or whatever. Calm authority. And what it ended up, what did she end up doing? Getting arrested. Calm authority ain't shit. Think you run something. Where your man at? Where your husband at? Boss bitch. Where your husband at? See, niggas like this is the reason why a lot of you women are gonna get found fucked up. If you don't have a man of the Yahweh Shema Shah is gonna be your hedge of protection, your covert from the wind. It's the order of the Lord. You ain't gotta understand it or believe it, but once you start seeing it, like I say, in the day of thy power, they gonna be willing. Know that the prophet has been amongst you. The men of the Lord, starting with our elders and apostles of the great millstone on down, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it if you're of the elect. But the rest of you, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Your rebellion is gonna be met with judgment. Period. And everybody that's of the elect is gonna understand why. This nigga.
Authority and not drama. 2, she lifts, not competes. A queen celebrates your wins and pushes you to grow. She's not insecure about your success because she's working on hers. She doesn't compete, she compliments. With her growth isn't a threat, it's a team effort. 3, she chooses
There ain't no team effort. What you mean a team effort? There's an order. There's an order. Okay? Team effort is she listen to you. What you tell her that you need her to do, she's in line with that. Matter of fact, if she's virtuous, she's gonna already see what needs to be done and handle it. Matter of fact, let's go there. Let's go here to Proverbs. And I don't mean this to be so long, so if I can, I'm gonna try to make it short as possible. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Description of a worthy woman. Okay? A woman that's worthy of your time, a woman that's worthy of your effort, a virtuous woman. It says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. All right, he ain't gonna be spoiled. She gonna understand. Hey, baby, you know what I mean. You getting a little chubby. Get up on your health. Fast, pray, go for a walk, exercise, and if anything, she's gonna help him do that. She's gonna be, hey, baby, I think we should get up on our stuff. You should get in shape. We haven't fasted, we haven't prayed. Well, we be praying, but we haven't fasted. We eating all this stuff and we don't, do right. She's gonna encourage him to do better. She would do him good. She would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She ain't gonna sit up there and getting her feelings and emotions about what she wants, she need. Oh, she got your back. That's what you need. You need time. You need to go and do this. You need to go do that. She's gonna accomplish that for him. Because he's doing it for her. Okay? Seek it says, she seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. And you know what? This is the beautiful thing about Isaiah 4:1, because this is gonna be on the spirit of the women in Isaiah 4:1. But they're gonna be looking for a husband to take away their reproach. This is it right here. This is it right here. Proverbs 31. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. This is what was going on during the time of Solomon. This is what was going on during the time of Solomon reigning as a king for 40 years. This is what was going on. Proverbs. That's why King Solomon could talk about it. She considereth her a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. Why? Trimming her lamp. Keeping that oil filled. Constantly listen to what her husband says, and her husband being connected to Yahweh Shai. And he's doing what Yahweh Shai says. She laid her hands on the spittle, and her hands hold the distaff. Meaning she's skilled at sewing. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor. Salakia. Yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household. So rain, sleet, or snow, just like the men of Israel, has it written that in season and out of season, we go and do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Hey, for her husband, she do the work. For her household, she do the work no matter what it is. No matter what it is. She's not afraid of the snow for her household. For all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself covering of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. That means this is royalty. Like the brothers always say, you got to have a kingdom mindset. A virtuous woman of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, which some of you sisters, you are out there doing this. You have that kingdom. You're being kingdom minded. You're not your treasures is not set up here on earth in this rulership of Esau Edom. Your treasure is set up in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in the world to come. Okay, wherein dwelleth righteousness, and you showing Yahweh Shem. He sees you. But for those that's not doing what you want us to tell you, do better. That's all we can say. Do better. Where's your faith at? You know, show me your faith by your works. Don't show me your faith without your works. Show me your faith by show you how about your faith by your works. Okay, verse 23. It says, her husband is known in the gates when she sitteth among the elders of the land. Known by, hey, that's 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 Blase Skippy. That's his wife. Chase conversation. She don't bring up nothing sexual. She don't laugh and giggle at a man that comes at her with any idea of sexuality, or she has a chase conversation. Nah, she don't get down like that. Okay, she understands her. She understands what's at risk. She has a fear of the Lord. She knows if she giggle and giggle and do these things with these men, but she's intertwined with someone else. She's the husband of another man. She know that could bring dishonor. That could bring a lack of integrity. That's no fear of the Lord. That's a lack of the fear of the Yahweh Shemi Shai. And that's what a lot of our people are about to get to witness again, which hasn't been witnessed for a long time. And if you're not on the right side, the Lord didn't give you that gift of faith to have fear in Him, to get that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you're not going to be stable. You're going to be taken care of. You're going to be not taken care of, but taken out. In a sense, taken care of. Taken out. Taken out of your misery. Taken care of, yeah. I want to go on that because it says her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders, because there's a flip side to that. There's a flip side where you can be known in the gates, but it won't be by a chaste woman. It's going to be by a queen. It's a Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, and verse 17. It says, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, right? Known in the streets. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. Okay? Because, when you a man and your woman not acting right, she not acting proper, especially in amongst the community of Israel. Your woman out there flirting with everybody, she not giving you no respect. She not following after what you need her to do. She don't gotta say nothing much, really. Just her countenance, just the way she looked, the way your family looked, the way your household looked. It's like, damn, that nigga ain't getting no respect. That nigga he ain't doing something right. He ain't doing something right. Because the way she moving, the way the kids moving, that's not virtuous. They acting like they ain't got no rulership. They acting like they ain't got no light in their castle. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, that the portion of a sinner fall upon her. This is the point, verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Yeah, a boss bitch. What this dude say? What this nigga say, man?
She chooses respect over convenience. A queen won't tolerate disrespect, but she also gives respect without needing to be asked. She sets boundaries, holds her integrity, and expects loyalty in return. Being with her isn't just about love, it's about partnership, trust, and mutual honor. Listen, a queen isn't just a title, it's energy, consistency, and heart. When you find her, you don't just gain a woman, you gain a force that transforms you.
A force that transforms you. So, in other words, the woman makes you a better man, but a man's supposed to make a woman a better woman. In all actuality, a man's supposed to make a woman a better woman. A woman ain't supposed to make a man a better man. You're supposed to already be established. You're supposed to already have your things together as a man. What man in the Bible, what woman in the Bible made a man a better man? I'll give it to y'all, Deborah, because all those men were like a man like this. In that time, during that period, a lot of men were just like this. Women worship. Anyway, I got a couple more precepts I wanted to get. Let's go ahead to what he said. What he just said that I want to get. Matter of fact, no, I want to go ahead. We're gonna look at some definitions. I got them over here. Yeah, here we go. Let's go here. 40%. Get you some energy. Cause I got like 3 books open. Queen, right? Let's go here. Queen. It says the definition for queen. AI overview. Queen is a style what is it? A stylized is a stylized, often ironic slang, stylized, often ironic slang variant of queen, used to express high admiration, empowerment, and fierce confidence. This is pretty much what he's talking about. Continue. It says particularly with the LGBTQ and culture. Oh shit. Shemaya, be quiet. You don't Shemaya, calm down. You need to be quiet. You need to be careful going into these waters right here. It acts as an emphatic, affectionate, or humorous alternative for a powerful woman or you see that? A powerful woman is being compared, right? In similar to a drag queen. And they put on your TV shows all day long. You got the RuPaul dude. You got the what's that? The runway with I used to watch this shit with my bitch back in the day, like 2009 and shit like that. I was watching this shit. The runway with what's that bitch name? The famous model chick, the black famous model chick. So you got to smile with your eyes or some shit. She used to say. Yeah, but they got all these, all the top fashion people. They hand broke. You know what I mean? Let's get this other definition. Queen. Etymology. Queen etymology, AI overview. The word queen derives from the Old English queen, woman, wife, female ruler. Right? The Lord said a woman ain't supposed to usurp authority over the man. Paul broke that down as a form of order. 1 Corinthians chapter 11 let us know the head of the godship, the head of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, how it's supposed to be. The head from Yahweh down to Yahweh Shai, down to the man, down to the woman, down to the children. Period. It says originating from the Proto Germanic Quenis and the Pi root Queen, woman. It historically evolves from meaning any woman to denoting a woman's sovereign or king consort. It is cognate with words for woman in the Germanic language. What else do we got? Do we got anything else that I can? Nah, not much, pretty. Yeah, sovereign, ruler, empress. Ooh, you see that? When the queen was a prostitute. Ooh, what they say? When the queen was a prostitute. Right. Frank Cook finds it odd that ass is requesting as a noun. Matter of fact, I got it. Let's get it. When a queen was a prostitute in your motherfucking definition of queen as whore. AI overview. The term associated with queen as a prostitute is actually spelled queen, right? An Aramaic word derived from Old English, queen, meaning a female, or meaning a woman, female serf, or hussy. What's a hussy? A hussy is an offensive term for a woman or girl perceived as immoral, brazen, or ill-behaved, meaning rebellious. And that's the mindset of our women, the majority of the women of Israel right now. They're hussies, brazen or ill-behaved, like we just seen. Right? I just showed y'all, and I could show y'all a bunch of clips. I've been watching a bunch of these shits. Like, damn, these women just ill-behaved. They like niggas. Historically, it originated in the 1520s as a contraction of housewife, initially having no negative connotation. Synonyms including minx, baggage, fuck that. But a hussy, that's what a hussy is. Self, I want to see what this is. Female serf, what is that? Female serf. Female serf. No, that's like a shirt or something. That's like some clothing. Let's go back. Okay, it says the term associated with queen as a prostitute is actually spelled queen. And archaic word, I say Aramaic, I say archaic word derived from Old English queen, meaning a female, meaning a woman, female, or hussy. It refers to a disreputable, impudent, or immoral woman, often implying a prostitute. The Lord said, don't prostitute your daughters, lest the land become defiled, roughly paraphrasing. Synonyms include hussy, jade, strumpet, wench, or slut. All right, that what queen mean. A slut, wench, jade, a hussy. Right? This word impudent, what does it mean? Because it's a precept that it's a word, it's a scripture that goes into being impudent. An impudent wife, impudent.
Impudent.
So it's been a long day. Impudent. Someone who is bold, disrespectful, insolent, or shamelessly forward, often failing to show proper courtesy to others. It implies a saucy or a audacious. I know that word, but I can't really get it right. Audacious, audacious attitude, particularly toward authority figures. All right, a woman that acts saucy toward an authority figure, her husband. Right. The reason why we just read in Ecclesiasticus, you know, that the man gonna be ashamed amongst the congregation of men because his woman is of these characteristic flaws right here. Someone that is bold, disrespectful, insolent, or shamelessly forward. Be content. Chase conversation. That's how you win men to the Heavenly Father. By your chase conversation, not by your trying to be like others world. Like the majority of these women in this world, they don't know. They don't even know. They have no idea what's going on, and the majority of them are going to be destroyed. Honestly, let's get that priest. Did I find it? Let me get that. Let's say define. Let's say impudent. Impudent. Something about your daughters, right? Again, in the KJV, AI overview, in the King James Version, it says impudent refers to being shameless. A shameless woman be counted as a dog. It's a shameless, stubborn, brazen, or lacking modesty, typically describing a rebellious, hard-faced attitude. Okay? It appears in the context of moral deficiency or stubborn disobedience against the Most High. What you supposed to be doing, women? Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 24, it says you're supposed to be a pillar of rest to your husband. There's no rest in being disobedient to your husband. No rest at all. Let's get this, yeah. Ecclesiastes 26, and I probably have to get the other one. 26. I'm gonna start at verse. Yeah. Verse 7, it says, an evil wife, right? A queen, evil wife, is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that hath hold of her is as though he had held a scorpion. So you're going to get all type of bumps and bruises and aches and pains, stings everywhere you go. Like you holding this scorpion, you won't let it go. All right. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causeth great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known in the haughty looks and eyelids. All right. And you got these women out here, they reveal who they really is, through their continence, through the imaginations of their hearts, and they show it on their faces. All right. Verse 10, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through much liberty. Why? It says, watch over an impudent eye. Back to that word impudent. Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. All right. And it gets deeper, man. Because, you go to verse 12, it tell you that she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain and drink every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And a quiver is a pouch that the arrow goes into. So the woman's quiver is her pouch, her spot. And the quiver or the arrow is the representation of a man's lower extremities, a man's male parts. So she's a whore. Therefore, queen leads to being a whore. All right, let me get this back at Proverbs. Let's go back to Proverbs. Proverbs 31. Where was that? I'm about to find out. And close out on this note. Verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Because they telling him all the good things that they see that he doing with his household. How things are kept in order. How his wife represents him. She, as the scripture says, she's supposed to represent her husband as a pillar of rest. Loving her husband as she loved herself. Not just loving herself. Being selfish. It says, she maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. Strength and honor. So hey, you know that you putting on as, man, you're not gonna let nobody take advantage of you. These people gotta come correct. Come correct or don't come at all. All that Christianity bullshit about love, 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 love. That's not the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Lord said, know who you do good unto. Know who you do good unto. And don't give your bread to the wicked. Don't give your bread to a sinner. What you work hard for, if they don't earn it, they better take their ass on somewhere else. The fuck they think they fucking with. Anyway, strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. Yeah, because her husband gonna put up on game about how to maintain herself. He's not gonna tell her he's not gonna tell her based on his own leaning on his own understanding, but based on what the Lord has told him to say and how to operate. She opened her mouth with wisdom. Yeah, she let them know what the Lord tell them. Hey man, no, my husband said I gotta do this. No, I can't do what y'all want me to do. My husband told me to do this. This is what I gotta do. I gotta do what my husband told me to do. I gotta be a pillar of rest to him. I'm here to serve him. Woman means servant. I'm here to serve my husband. That's what you're supposed to be doing. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. The law of kindness. Rebuke. Nah, you're not living right. You're not doing it according to what the Yahweh Shem Shah say. So no, open rebuke is better than secret love. That's kindness. Warning somebody before they destroy themselves. That's kindness. It says she looketh well she looketh well to the ways of her household. She looketh well to the ways of her household. She's taking accountability for everything that's going on around her and knowing how to as it's a time for everything. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to gather stones and a time to throw stones, to not gather stones. A time to love and a time to hate. It's in Ecclesiastes. Go check it out. I believe it's verse 3. Let me see. So I can find it. Ecclesiastes, verse 3. Yeah. A time for everything. Verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Right? Sometimes you got to cast stones away. Hey, man, the people don't get what you got going on, so they cast them away. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. You get this? A time to get and a time to lose. A time to get, hey, sometimes you got to lose people's company. You don't need them around you. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rent, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. You know, it's sometimes to be, you gotta be silent sometimes, but sometimes you gotta speak up. You can't sit up there and just let people keep on running the fuck over you. You gotta speak the law of love of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Open rebuke is better than secret love. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Shit. And this, we almost out of here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump down. No, that's not what I wanted. I gotta go back here to Proverbs. Yeah, I did jump the gun. Proverbs 31. And we almost there. Yeah, here we go. She looketh well to the ways of her household and eateth not the bread of idleness. So she's not gonna be just doing nothing. She's going to look to the wellness of her household. What can she do to make her household better? Who can she put in line? Who can she check? Hey, clean this up, clean that up, hey, or go, or leave. If you're not going to be a part of this house, if you're not going to do what needs to be done, then leave. Bye. All right. Her children arise up and call her. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, okay? A lot of women have done virtuously, where it seems like their household is intact, they got their house in order, and things are going just spiffy clean. Everything's just all right, right? On the left-hand side. But they don't have no fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They're not teaching their children, they're not communicating with their husband based on the will and the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They blah, 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 always talking, as we just read, you know, roughly paraphrasing, the ways of an old man up a sandy hill is like dealing with a woman that just always talking blah, 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 bullshit. She don't got no good conversation with him because all she talk about is the bullshit she going through or what she want. But it ain't nothing. It's nothing according to the spirit. And a spiritual man needs to hear spiritual food all the time. What you learn today, baby? What did you learn from Yahweh Shem Yahushua today? You know, what proverb, what song, what book, or what scripture you read today out of Ecclesiastes or Sirach? Let's talk about it. It's many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all. Many daughters do decent, they do really good, but thou excelleth them all. Thou who? It says favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, right? So favor, you know, a woman is always, I think you the best, I like you, you know, I love what you do for me and all this stuff, right? That's deceitful. It says, and beauty is vain. So it's worthless. How cute you look, how your body banging or all that shit, that ain't nothing. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. That's it. At the end of the day, a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands and let her own works praise her in the gates. Because whatever you're doing right according to the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it's going to be seen, it's going to be known, and everybody's going to be talking about it. Period, point blank. When you're not doing what the Lord tell you to do, that's going to be known as well. With that, I hope this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Till next time, endure, endure, endure. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai Ratazah, endure.